Hello, people of the webs. Articles that have lists, like top 10 reasons that Son Goku is immature, or 10 reasons that how arguing on the internet is immature. Those lists or articles are fucking stupid. Because they call people immature or childish all the fucking time. Here, Game Rant is actually correct. Here is top 10 flaws out of Star Trek Discovery, or Star Trek Picard. The title basically means the 10 reasons that current Trek is flawed. Number 10. The technology theming. They're opposites. As opposed to the original Trek has function, it actually has purpose. The current form of Trek is just holograms, or holographic displays. They're stupid, they're overused in a lot of science fiction, and holograms are not even all that useful. E.C. Henry made a video about how holograms in science fiction are pointless because you are pointing at basically thin air or light all day, and how your hands get tired. Number 9. The Vulcans advocate war. The Vulcans. The guys are a matter of logic and peace because they have a past of being hyper-violent to each other, against each other, and they regret being violent in their history or past. So they prefer logic and peace over war. Though war and logic are not opposites, even by definition, they're not opposites. But number 8. Captain Jean-Luc Picard is basically replaced by his actor, putting on a stupid French accent. Or how can they dumb the character this much? It breaks logic. Completely illogical. Skim through the article here. Number 7. The very elitist Federation of the Planets. For Star Trek Enterprise, pre-Federation Earth is not elitist in the slightest. Although they have very awful decisions, like thinking they should cancel the NX Enterprise project just because of a minor accident. But apparently in Discovery or Picard, the Federation is turned evil. They're not helpful, they're just overly authoritarian in ways I cannot remember yet. Just awful. For number 6. Here is one of my biggest of gripes of Discovery or Picard. Though they've not yet appeared in Picard, the Klingons are just orcs. The YouTuber Major Grin, the TNG Recats guy, refers to them as Klingorcs. I mean, the Klingons are changed from the original two generations. Even before Generations come the first movies, because they can actually have more aesthetics, more prosthetics be applied to the individual Klingon. But at least for the change between these two versions of the Klingon Empire, or the Klingon species, they have a reason. An episode of Star Trek Enterprise reveals those Klingons are actually human augments, or Klingon augments. Or, here's the original reason. The original reason there's this difference. The original explanation is they are made to look human for the purposes of infiltration. Aha! Though Enterprise gives this reason, the original Klingons are augmented by genetic experimentation to make them just like the genetically enhanced humans or augments. They are they are Klingon augment hybrids. This means the most famous of Klingons here, circa after the original series, they are pure Klingon. They are just prehistoric Klingons. Or it is implied because of their technology being like the mummy ship thing. But at no point is it actually mentioned they're prehistoric. It's just implied through how they have been in slumber for thousands of years or some shit. Hell, they're council members, the guys that should not be prehistoric because they currently run the current, or back then, Klingon Empire. They look the same. Apparently, their changeful design is to make them a bit more appealing or human. As if they're visually more appealing or more human than the previous two incarnations. The people that make Discovery are mentally retarded. And number 5, the Trills. It's very confusing and I cannot remember the plot. Number 4, the Zhat Vaast are just hogwash. Again, I completely forgot all of their bullshit because they were just very confusing. Number 3, they are replicators. The Starship Discovery is from the 23rd century, before the 2260s. They should have protein resequences from Enterprise, or the things from the original series, or whatever they were. This only makes sense after they travel into the future and get upgraded. But number 2, hold your hologram. It's just breaking the timeline there. They have holograms in the room in the same way or more advanced than circa 100 years later. And that's before the ship gets upgraded by technology in the future. Number 1, swearing the sex, the violence. I'm not against swearing or sex or violence. I am an advocate for violence. Against sex, but because I prefer people be smart and introverted and asex. Now, having sex is alright, just if it is not overrated or extroverted. Though you can have extrovert sex like an orgy. I'm not against an orgy most of the time. Swearing, I swear all the time. So I am not calling swearing or sexual violence immature or childish or drags you to a lower level. There is no level. However, I have to agree, it is the Star Trek. You're not supposed to have that much swearing or sex or violence. Usually they're against swearing and sex and violence, other than if it is actually necessary. The swearing is minimal, very minimal. The sex is off-screen, or implied by a character or an individual. The violence is more clean or efficient, as opposed to being bloodied to make it look awesome and oh. From these 10 reasons, then we can agree this. The people that make Star Trek Discovery or Picard are basically a collective giant man-child that prefer artistic bullshit or artsy crap and generic action over plot or intelligence. Their action and their non-action are both pretentious. Fucking stupid. Thank you for watching this video. Please give me your opinion in the comment section, because that is the point of the comment section, for you to show or give an opinion. There are people that are trying to report my channel because I have survived being banned. As if surviving something as completely retarded or pathetic as a ban is any reason for me to get banned in the first place. You could say I'm just like that bird that re-evolved back from